Hey, so we're going to talk about processed foods today, and I know a lot of you might already know some of this, but it can't hurt to just refresh your mind on it all. Even though I talk about this often, I still forget sometimes just how to even explain it. I know it, but to think about it and get it out and really digest it, it takes practice, and you got to continue to remind yourself. It's just, if you learn a new language, if you don't practice, you could lose it. So what we're going to talk today about is processed foods and how throughout the rest of this program, throughout the rest of this group, what we're going to do is we're really going to try and cut down on anything that is packaged. I understand, like, if you buy spinach, like, obviously spinach is going to sometimes be, like, pre-cut up and in packages and stuff. If you buy that Earth Balance butter or that coconut butter, something along those lines, or coconut oil, like, those things are obviously going to be coming in packages and in containers. So those things are going to be lightly packaged, but I'm talking about stuff that's like this. Like stuff that's super packaged, because we know, like, this isn't like an actual food group. This doesn't actually come out of the earth. So really processed items. So we're going to talk about that in a second. So if you have carrots in a bag, that's cool. Like, let's not go crazy. Everything, we're all learning this and going through this for the first time. So the reason why we are cutting out processed foods from our system, not only is it better for us to just get back to the basics and live like cavemen and what our bodies are meant to, but because we're taking out all the stuff that is processed, because we are taking out all of the food that has been possibly made in a lab or just reconstructed, DNA-wise to be something else and added into something else that's still not a normal food item. It's allowing our bodies to redirect itself and relax and get back to its normal state of what a human body should be, instead of it overworking and utilizing its extra energy and hormones and anything else that can trigger from the food in our belly into our brain. So we're literally giving our whole entire mind, body, and soul relaxation time doing this, allowing ourselves to not have foods, or allowing ourselves to have all the right foods versus the processed foods, and taking the time to make sure that we do that for ourselves. It's really giving our bodies a time to relax and reset. So one thing I wanted to show you in this is, a lot of the times, a lot of us, we always look at maybe the calories, we look at the fat labels, we look at the sugars, we look at the carbs, but really what we should be looking at is this. We need to be looking at the ingredients here. So our goal mainly during and eating this stuff is to try and make sure there's only 1 or 2 ingredients. Maximum 5 or 6, because if we're eating the cleanest foods that we can, they're not going to have an ingredient label truly. There's going to be some foods and some juices, like orange juice might have added water. And an example of that would be, if you're going to have orange juice, make sure you're obviously getting, the all natural organic orange juice. But in addition to that, make sure you're getting the orange juice that is not from concentrate versus orange juice that is from concentrate. Simply because orange juice that is not from concentrate means it's not juice extracted from the juice that the oranges were juiced from. So you're not getting juice from juice. You're getting the actual, like, orange juice from the direct orange, and there's no other process happening. That's where the whole not from concentrate comes in and is good versus from concentrate. So an example of that, and I'm using creamers here, so when you guys do go back, and if you choose to go back to using a creamer versus an almond milk when you get back after September, let me show you what's more important and what the difference is. And I do hope, though, that you would stick with an almond instead, but just for sole purposes, and this is really only what I have to work with, I wanted to distinguish the two for you. So we have here Coffee Mate Standard. It's in a lot of offices. Coffee creamer, organic, Simple Truth, I think. Yep, Simple Truth. So we're going to look at this one real quick. And if you see here, we have all of the ingredients. And the first one, I believe, is water, if I'm reading that correctly. Next one is sugar, straight sugar. Notice how it just doesn't say it doesn't say organic sugar. It doesn't, you know what I mean? It's just sugar, which means it's the white sugar, which means not only are we giving money to the corporations that are harming small factory farms, but it's also we're using the white processed sugar that is harming our insides, and that's the white processed sugar that is also being put into all the different candy bars. It's just feeding the beast. It's feeding diabetes. It's feeding everything. So not only is it good to not eat that white processed sugar for health reasons, it's good because we can start transferring our money into things that are more locally owned and helping smaller families versus feeding the corporations, which also have an alliance with our doctors and everything like that. And I'm getting way too far into this. So I wanted you guys to just see all of those ingredients that's on here. It's a lot. Next line is in Spanish. So, and then we're gonna look at the Simple Truth one. We're gonna look at this, and here's all the ingredients. It's just a few. I believe that says organic milk, organic creamer, organic sugar, organic natural cream flavor. So basically there's 4 ingredients in here, and it's all organic, so you know that the stuff isn't being filled with chemicals and extra crap that scientists use in their labs. So that's what the difference is when you're looking at ingredients and what's important and what's not. Making sure that we're just staying away from anything that's just processed at all. And we're going to look at this bar real quick. One big thing here is that this has, if you look at the very bottom, it says sucralose. It does say stevia, which is coming from a plant, and that is a natural source, but it does say sucralose here. And sucralose has proven to cause cancer. I don't know why the FDA approves of this. It is banned in many other countries around the world. It's proven to cause cancer, and it's in a lot of it's in all diet drinks mostly. It's in a lot of diet things. It can actually cause you to gain weight. It can cause you to have heart palpitations. It's just, I don't know why we allow it in our foods. And again, it's another corporate thing that's just ignorant. So, and I care about your all's health and your body. So having stuff like that is just, your body is going into overdrive, you know? So when it can work to its optimum best, it still won't be able to work to its optimum best because it's filled with toxins. So we're giving our bodies this cleanse, and it's going to suck probably this first week because you're going to go through a withdrawal because our bodies want the sugar. Our bodies want these toxins because that's what we've been feeding it very easily because it's everywhere. I couldn't find something that was really 100% all organic unless it was a straight banana or a straight carrot, so really being cognizant of that. If you all are still going to stick with breads, the one bread that you are allowed to have during this is Ezekiel bread. It is a live grain multi-grain bread, which means they're good historical grains that are good for your body. It doesn't cause your cortisol levels to spike like white wheat rye bread can do, which causes your stress hormones to go into overdrive a little bit more. So Ezekiel bread is the only type of bread that you're able to have during this. Other than that, we're just going to really stay away from all the processed food. So instead of having those types of breads, we're going to have like quinoa. We're going to have those types of carbs. We're going to have quinoa, beans. There's a lot of carbs in veggies and in fruits. It's crazy. I mean, the stuff that's on this planet for a reason without being processed is meant for our bodies. So doing that and focusing on it and working with that is the way that we want to go. So, okay, y'all. So that is the processed side of things. I'm very happy if you're still watching this, you've hung in there and wanted to learn more about how to help your own health. And drop any questions, comments, concerns, maybe a story if you've done this already. And yeah, just maybe what you're nervous about, what you typically eat, or maybe something that shocked you. Just let us know how you feel about all this. And yeah, keep us posted. Have an awesome freaking Friday. Have an awesome weekend. I'm so looking forward to hearing from you guys. Christy's going to be talking with us tomorrow about how to set up your meal plan for the week. And I will be getting in here on Sunday as well, just to break down like an example of what foods to eat in the morning, lunch, third meal, and fourth meal. So don't stress. Again, remember this next week is all about learning and failing forward. We're just going to give you information now, and then we're going to semi-apply it next week. apply it as much as we can, and then kill it in the next week. So happy freaking Friday, y'all. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome weekend. Looking forward to talking with you all and getting this going, and talk to you soon.